The beautiful parkland which we all enjoy today at Temple Newsam has a history just as rich and interesting as the house itself.
For 1,000 years, the landscape here has evolved and changed, reflecting the needs and aspirations of the people who have lived and worked here. The first detailed picture we have of the house sitting in its landscape is the famous bird's eye view from around 1700, about 80 years after it had been rebuilt by Sir Arthur Ingram. Long straight avenues converge on the house from each direction. In front are two courtyards, the outer one with matching service blocks, one for the stables and the other for the brewery, laundry and bakery. To the north is the great barn. To the south is the formal private or privy garden with gravelled walks and a fountain in the centre. It is overlooked by terraces and, at one end, a fine banqueting house, used for evening entertainments and supper parties. All that remains from just after this time is the Great East Avenue. Until the building of the Leeds to Selby Turnpike Road, this was the dramatic main approach to the house. But within 2 generations, people grew tired of the formality and symmetry of this type of landscape. Instead, they wanted their estates to look just like the pastoral classical paintings they had seen in Italy, bathed in warm Mediterranean sunshine. These were collected avidly by the English. Lord Irwin of Temple Newsam paid the staggering sum of £100 for this painting by Claude Lorraine in 1765.
This new style of gardening which now emerged was known as the picturesque, for the simple reason that it imitated pictures. Nature was now being reformed as art.
In 1762, Lord and Lady Irwin brought in the greatest master of the new picturesque landscape style, Lancelot Brown, known famously as Capability Brown, because he always looked to the capabilities of the landscape. Brown presented them with his design for improvements. We can see here in this model the house in the centre of great swards of rolling grass, broken up by informally planted clumps of trees. There are sheets of water, boundary belts of trees, with serpentine carriage drives cut through them, allowing for pleasant views of the house and park. The stables, home farm, kitchen garden and menagerie are kept out of view behind high plantations. There was no flower garden, although some flowering shrubs were allowed alongside the new gravel walk leading to a thatched cottage where Brown would stay when he visited.
Charles and Frances Irwin were extremely enthusiastic about the new plans for the landscape.
Frances had herself painted as a shepherdess. Her maiden name was Shepherd. She described in her letters how she was knee-deep in brownifications, as she described them, and how she was busy with her beauteous Claude.
My beauteous Claude, where the scene always enchants me. The trees are green, the water's placid and serene, and the air has a warmth very comfortable.
This new vision was meant to be contemplated from the new temple, placed above the new lake and overlooking the picturesque scene. Alas, Charles died in 1778, when only about half the plan had been completed. In the Victorian period, Temple Newsam became a famous sporting estate. Old photographs show how the Capability Brown parkland was ideal cover for game. Immense numbers of pheasant and partridge were reared for the big shooting parties each autumn. Mrs. Mannel Ingram established a new flower garden where the privy garden had once been. She installed large shaped beds for perennials centering on a spectacular new cast-iron fountain. In the 1970s, yet another formal garden was created here, with clipped hedges and a magnificent pleached laburnum walks. During and after the Second World War, the park was seriously devastated by open-cast coal extraction. But now it is a safe haven for the people of Leeds, an oasis of peace and calm.